Hey guys, what is going on? It's your boy, the Mad Tiger here, and today guys, I've got something a little bit different for you guys. It isn't a Wednesday weekly roundup, although through the video I might sort of give away some things that I've been doing. Today guys, I'm going to be talking about some PlayStation 1 games that I have here. Now, some of these games I've got some things to say about because they have personally a lot of memories for me. Or some games here that are kind of obscure, kind of weird. I love doing this, just going through my game collection, picking out, say, 20, 15, 20 or so games, and just sort of giving some recommendations, sharing some games. Plus, it's a good way for me to get some information about these games from you guys in the comments below. And at the end of the video, stay tuned because I've got an update on the modded PSP system through X emulation. I'm not paid to promote this, by the way. I just love, sharing them around because they do good work. But yeah, a nice selection of games here. Now, there are some ones that I have played and some ones that I haven't played, of course. How many games have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 21. Anyone? Yes, yes. 21. Now, one thing I will say about PlayStation 1 is it's a console that has a lot of memories for me because it was really my first proper console that I have memories of. Yes, I had a Sega Mega Drive before, but I don't really remember many things about that. And I've already talked about this in my gaming origins, my Path to Gamer video that I did a while back. And one thing I'm going to say is that I love the PlayStation 1 and it is a great console to collect for. There's so many games and I get excited every time I see PlayStation 1 games in a shop, whether that's a dedicated gaming shop or a charity shop. I love seeing a PlayStation 1 games because it gives me a chance to go back and play some games that I grew up with or maybe find some new ones. And, PlayStation 1's got a fair amount of games. It's got about I think about 2,000 plus games worldwide, which isn't as much as the PS2, but it is quite a bit hard collection to get a full set for. I'm not going for a full set by any means, but I wouldn't mind one. But yeah, I love collecting for the PlayStation 1. Unfortunately, there's not many places round near me that actually sell them, apart from Kex, which I say CEX, but we can call it Kex. It's called Sex. Apparently, if you actually watch the advert, it's actually sex, but I don't want to keep saying sex in my video. Although I love some sex. I'm joking. Well, I'm not joking about that, but alright, we'll shut up now. But yeah, I really do get excited when I see them, but the problem is with CEX is it's always the same titles, the mainstream ones. Sometimes they have some harder to find ones. No one got Mr. Domino. And, but for the most part, it's your Metal Gear Solid, it's your Final Fantasy games, it's your RPGs, it's your fighting games, racing games, stuff like that. Nothing extremely weird. And I've got some really weird ones in, so charity shops and dedicated gaming shops that I don't really go to much because we don't have any around here, but I might have to look out for some. Are the best place to find PlayStation 1 games. And you can get them off Amazon and things like that as well. Up first though, let's get into it. Grand Theft Auto 2, guys. I love this game growing up. A lot of people actually forget about Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2 and just forgot about how decent these games were. They're top-down, open world games. And you know what? They haven't done a game like this in a long time. They did Chinatown Stories on the Chinatown Wars, on the DS and then the PSP. And I enjoyed that, but it would be nice to see a new Grand Theft Auto game done in this style, or at least give you the ability to play it in this style. Maybe there's a mod for it on PC, I don't know. I really enjoyed this game back in the day, man. I've never completed it. It's got humour, it's just such a fun game. A lot of people, if you want something similar but more modern, check out Retro City Rampage. I've heard good things about that game, although it's one of the hardest to find limited run games I've heard. Wouldn't mind having it myself. But yeah, Grand Theft Auto 2, amazing. I think it's better than the first one because there's a button in the game that makes your character burp and fart. Yes, humour. Then we got one of my favourite Star Wars games as a kid, Jedi Power Battles. say what you want about episode 1. You know what? This is what episode 1 should have been, actually, you know. Just, you know, 5 different Jedi going around killing loads of droids. That would have been amazing. You know, forget all the fucking politics and all that shit. You know, this is what the movie should have been. But yeah, it's a pretty good, you know, arcadey style hack and slash sort of game. It plays quite similar to the Revenge of the Sith game. So if you enjoyed that, really good game. You know, 5 different characters to choose from. And I think you can unlock Darth Maul. And it's got co-op as well. It is a hard game though. I don't get very far in it. Still to this day, I can't get past the 2nd level. It's crazy. Although I played it on my modded Xbox and I had a little bit of lag when I was playing it. So maybe I'll just have to play the PlayStation 1 version. Then we got Monopoly. We all know what Monopoly is. I think Monopoly on the PlayStation 1 is a great version of Monopoly, actually. I had this one growing up. I loved Monopoly on the PlayStation 1. I used to love playing board games as a kid, and I didn't have nobody to play with, man. So if I didn't have anyone to play with, it was Monopoly on the PlayStation 1, you know. Play a game of Monopoly against computer. Play it with your friends, play it with your family. I love this game because of all the little animations it had. You know, it was different for me as a kid. You know, it's probably nothing much today, but definitely will be going back to this one day. I might even do this as a playthrough. Well, not a playthrough, but a video in the future. Ah, yes. We can't talk about racing games without mentioning SCARs or S-Cars. Some people call it S-Cars, but it's Computer Animal Racing Simulation. Now, this game was awesome. It's basically like an arcade racer that uses these vehicles that are basically like a hybrid between an animal. They're basically modelled after animals, hence the word Computer Animal Racing Simulation. And I love this game. It's also on the N64. And I believe it was on the Dreamcast as well. But yeah, Ubisoft used to make really good games back in the day. They still do to this day, but the way they handle them... Oh. Yeah. Sad face. Not an edited video today, guys. Just because... well, I could make it an edited video if I wanted to, but when I'm talking about games and things like this, I like to keep it, you know, keep the humour and stuff to videos that I don't have things to talk about in it. But yeah, S-Cars or Scars, a really good game. Check it out if you haven't played it. Sorry there's no gameplay being shown or anything. Like I said, I don't really have the software to do so at the moment. I love me a coffee. But yeah, Scars, guys, check it out. Tear my heart open, I saw myself shut. My weakness is that I can't do much. Sorry, Scars, Papa Roach. Now here's one that a lot of people have definitely played, and I had played myself, but I've never played the PS1 version, Theme Park. Yeah, you know, Roller Coaster Tycoon was amazing, yeah, on PC, but... on consoles, we got Theme Park. Now, I don't know what other consoles this has come out on. I know there's a DS version as well. I don't know if there's any other version out there, but Theme Park on the PlayStation 1, guys. And it's made by EA. It's in the game. Yeah, you know, EA used to make decent games. They used to handle games very well. EA. Fucking sort your shit out, man. But yeah, Theme Park. I love building theme parks in video games. I love theme park video games. I hate theme parks. I love going to theme parks. I just don't go on any of the rides. I'm a little scared if you ask me. But yeah. Now here's one that I haven't personally played, but I've heard good things about. And that is Disney's Lilo and Stitch Trouble in Paradise. Now, as you know, Disney games... Back in the day, Disney used to make amazing games. You know, Aladdin, Castle of Illusion, Tarzan, Hercules. You know, and I've heard this one is pretty good. It's actually a Crash Bandicoot clone. Now, when I say it's a Crash Bandicoot clone, I mean it's a fucking Crash Bandicoot clone. The game plays pretty much like Crash Bandicoot, which isn't a bad thing. And that's what I hate about people that sit there and go, oh, the game's a clone of another game. It's not original. But you got to realise, Crash Bandicoot is an amazing game. So now you're playing another version of Crash Bandicoot that isn't called Crash Bandicoot. Why are you complaining for? You know what I'm saying? No, I'm saying. Now here's one that I do have very good memories of, but I don't think I actually properly played it. And that is Croc Legend of the Gobos, or Gobos. You know, we had Crash Bandicoot, we had Spyro, but we also had Croc. Yeah, this was a really cool sort of action platformer game. I can't really say much about it because I've got fond memories of people playing this game, mainly my older brother, and I don't know, I remember, I think the version we had didn't work, or we might have had a demo. I can't remember, but this is a really good game, check it out. I've mentioned V3 a lot in my videos. Now, wonder why? Because of this game, Micro Machines V3. When I think about multiplayer racing games, doesn't come close to this. This is amazing. Every Micro Machines game, apart from the shitty Atari version on the PlayStation 2, which isn't a bad game, I just don't think it's as good as the other ones, and it just doesn't feel like a Micro Machines game. Well, it does and it don't. I loved Micro Machines growing up, and the game was amazing. Now, like I said, this is on pretty much everything. There's so many different versions of Micro Machines, it's unbelievable. Haven't played a new one, mind you. I've heard it's substandard. Substandard! But yeah, Micro Machines V3, this game is so fun. It's a top-down racing game, and you know, you get power-ups. You're basically these tiny little vehicles, and you're driving around on like pool tables. You can go in boats, you can get like you can go in the garden and stuff like that. It's a really good game, and I don't think I brought down Micro Maniacs. I didn't. But if you really like Micro Machines, check out Micro Maniacs. It's similar. It's very similar in its gameplay, except instead of cars, you're these little tiny little like aliens and people and robots. It's really fun. Tea. It's not tea, it's coffee. Now, I just wanted to show this one just because of the name. When you look at that, it's called Fantastic Journey. When you look at it, I saw this game and I remember I got it from the Strand in Rugby, man. It's so sad that shop closed down. They had so much good stuff. I hate that about modern gaming shops just shutting down, you know, these individual game shops shutting down because of the big ones, but unfortunately that's the way it works. When I saw the word Fantastic Journey, I just thought it'd be some sort of like maybe an RPG or some like shitty platformer game, but it's not. It's a pinball game. And I believe it's based on an actual pinball table, but it's so weird just to have one. You can tell this is a budget title off the bat, but it's just weird to see a game that's called Fantastic Journey, and unless you actually know what Fantastic Journey is, you know, if you were to just see the game like that and just pick it up, you would never have guessed that it was a pinball game from the title. That's why I wanted to show it. I haven't played it yet. I don't know how good of a pinball thing it is. It's one pinball cable, which I think is stupid. But it was a cheap game. Now, you guys already know how much I love the Warriors series. So close to finishing Warriors of Rocky 4. I'm going to finish it today. I can sense it. I can sense it. But a lot of people don't realise that Dynasty Warriors started on the PlayStation 1. And it actually wasn't a hack and slash game. It was a Soul Calibur clone. It was very much like Soul Calibur. And it's basically a 1 versus 1 fighting game. Now, they have sort of done it in some of the other games. You know, Warriors of Rocky 3 did it. Where you could actually do a 1 versus, sort of like go back to the old 1 versus 1 fighting mode. But it's so, a lot of people, because I, myself included, don't actually call this Dynasty Warriors. They just say it's a, you know, they don't actually class it as a Warriors game, because Dynasty Warriors 2, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinions, was the first proper Dynasty Warriors game, because that's what set the tone for its hack and slash, you know, thousands of enemies kind of thing. But you've got to remember, it started off as a fighting game, and Koei did the right thing by changing it, because I think a lot of people were just saying it was just like a Soul Calibur clone or something like that. But that's still pretty cool nonetheless, if you get a little bit of history there. Now here's another one that I'm sure I played this game as a kid because it's called Speed Freaks and it's basically like another kart racer, you know, like Crash Team Racing, which I don't actually own Crash Team Racing. It's one of the games that eludes me. I see it, but it's always like 25 quid, and I'm not paying 25 quid for a PlayStation 1 game. Unless it's like a really rare game that's, you know, nowhere near as how much they would be selling it for on Amazon or some shit. But yeah, it's a Mario Kart style game. But I think I remember playing this one, and from what I remember, it was actually really fun. If you like Mario Kart games, definitely check it out. You know, I was a big racing game fan as a kid, and today I don't really play many racing games. I think it's just because I get a little bit bored after a while, especially with modern racing games, just because it's too much on simulation. Games focus too much on simulation and often forget what makes a racing game fun in the first place, and a game in general in the first place, just arcadey, crazy, you know, over the top, unrealistic. But here's one of my favourite racing games of all time, if not my favourite racing game of all time. Total Driving. Now, it's called something different for you guys in America. I've completely forgotten what the name is. If you guys know it, let me know. But it's the same game, and basically this was a racing game that had like 5 different style of racing. So you could do like you know, rally cross, you had these buggies, you had supercars, you know, you had touring cars. And what was so great about this game is the graphics were amazing. I remember the graphics being pretty decent, and one of the best things about this game is the soundtrack. You can see the soundtrack on YouTube, and the soundtrack is amazing. It's this sort of like techno electronic soundtrack, and it fits the game so well. The soundtrack, I even have it in my YouTube music playlist, which just goes to show how much I enjoyed the soundtrack for this game. And I don't really care much for soundtracks in video games, but this one was amazing, and the game is fantastic. Check it out, and this game's dirt cheap. Now here's one that a lot of people probably have played, but I just wanted to highlight it just in case you haven't, and that is The Simpsons Wrestling. Between all the good Simpsons games, the hit and runs, and the actual Simpsons game was actually pretty decent. You know, Simpsons is probably up there with my top 5 favourite TV shows of all time. You know, probably number 1 or number 2, maybe it's number 3, I don't know, but say what you want about The Simpsons, love it or hate it, everyone's watched The Simpsons, everyone knows what The Simpsons is. But The Simpsons Wrestling, oh my god, this game is terrible, but it's so fun, if you know what I mean. If you've got a friend to play it with, check this game out because it's hilarious. It's bad, but it's fucking hilarious. Un momento, por favor. 1 minute, please. Or 1 moment, please. I know some languages. Not very well, though. But that's the thing about bad games, is bad games still have value in today's society because you can play them with friends. Bit of a longer video today, guys. Sorry, but hey, ho, work to work we go. I'm actually in a good mood today. I don't have, I'm alone today, which is why I'm in a good mood. I know that sounds really bad, but, ooh, I explained that in my video yesterday, so check that out. Sorry for the weird thumbnail on that video. Then we have one of my favourite cartoons of all time. This is probably my favourite cartoon of all time, Tom and Jerry. There's no need to sit here and explain what Tom and Jerry is. If you haven't watched Tom and Jerry, you're living under a rock. Stop watching the video, well watch this video first, then go and watch Tom and Jerry. Watch the classic Tom and Jerry from like the 40s and the 50s. Don't watch the new Tom and Jerry. Well, you can watch the new one, it's all good. But here's House Trap. Now, I haven't played this game myself, but it seems kind of a weird game where basically one person controls Tom on the bottom screen and the other one controls Jerry, and it's sort of uses this split screen style of thing here. I haven't played it personally, but I just wanted to put it out there that there are some Tom and Jerry games. There's also one on PS2, which I do have, and that's sort of like a Power Stone style, you know, arena fighter, that sort of thing. Now, here's one that often comes up in some of the weird games of all time videos. M&M Shell Shock. Now, I believe this is also a Crash Bandicoot clone. In fact, it is a Crash Bandicoot clone. Again, whether or not you agree with games being a clone of another game is, let me know in the comments. I don't mind, as long as the game's still good to play and remembers what was so good about the original version of the game. And I don't know, but yeah, M&Ms. If you don't know what M&Ms are, not Eminem the rapper. M&Ms are basically a chocolate sweet, and I think they're worldwide chocolate sweet. But yeah, they had a video game, and basically they did this quite a lot with video games back in the day. We got a lot of video games that were actually licensed by, companies like beverages companies, Coca-Cola. Spot was one for 7-Up, I believe. And yeah, we got quite a few of these things. And this isn't the only chocolate game on the PlayStation, because Smarties had a game called Smarties Operation Meltdown on the PlayStation 2, which I haven't played, and I'm not sure if it's a puzzle game or not. Now, Toy Story 2 was amazing on the PlayStation 1, but a lot of people forget about Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. If you don't know what this is, it was actually basically a TV show based around Buzz Lightyear, and basically an animated show, which I think I may have watched 1 or 2 episodes. I don't know if I have that on DVD or not. But this game is really good. It's a really good sort of, third-person action game with platforming elements and racing elements. It's a really good game. I remember having a demo for this as a kid. Love this game. Now here's another one that is kind of an obscure game. It's called Landmaker. Now, it's basically a puzzle game where I believe you basically get like these little cities and things. It's really weird. I have no idea how this game works. It's just a weird puzzle game. But just from the title alone, Landmaker, and even the picture on the front, if you didn't know it was a puzzle game, it does say puzzle right there. But if it was just that and you didn't say puzzle game right there, if you just saw that, you think it's maybe some like Sim City or something like that. But it's a puzzle game. I just wanted to put that one out there because it's kind of a weird one. Now here's another one called Rat Attack. I don't know what sort of game this is. I think it's a sort of beat 'em up style game, where you play as these cats and you have to fight rats or something. I have no clue what it is, but it looks weird, it looks out there, and definitely wanted to highlight that. Now, say what you want, but Rugrats Search for Reptar has so much memories for me. This game was amazing. It's nothing special by today's standards, but I was a fan of the Rugrats growing up. I loved the Rugrats. Still to this day, I think it was an amazing show. And, there's all that, the theory behind Rugrats and all that shit. I don't give a shit about that. I think it's cool that we have theories and stuff, but they should just stay theories. But yeah, this game was amazing. You had all these different mini games, and for me, what made this game amazing was the mini golf level. Was so fun, really good. Not amazing game, but it was. I think this game was definitely a solid game. Nickelodeon were on point back in the day with some of their games, and you knew what was going to be the last one, the Holy Grail item. No one can stop Mr. Domino. I just don't know what more I can say about this game. I don't know why I'm so drawn to this game. I think it was just because there's no game like it. And it just had so much memories for me, because even though I never had the actual game as a kid, just playing the demo, back in the day, these demo discs, do you remember that? PlayStation, No One Can Stop Mr. Domino is fucking amazing. I love this game. Just everything about it just makes me happy to own it. But that being said, guys, so there we go. Some 21 PlayStation 1 games that I've talked about. So you guys, all those people out there go, you always talk about PlayStation 2, never PlayStation 1. Now you've seen some PlayStation 1 games. I've got about 50, 60 PlayStation 1 games, and maybe about close to 50. I think my collection needs work on the PlayStation 1, but you got to bear in mind, most of the PlayStation 1 games that I see are CEX overpriced ones, so I'm not paying that amount of money for one game, whereas I sometimes I get lucky in charity shops and they have 5 or 6 for like £1 each. So that's normally what I wait for. And even if they're sports games or racing games, if I don't have the game, I'll pick it up, you know. And it just sort of goes to show just how much different stuff I have in my collection. And it's so nice to see all of these different games that I have. And I like doing these videos. But that being said, guys, I wanted to put this out there. X Emulation, I've been in contact with them. And for those of you who know, I've done 2 videos on X Emulation related products. And that was a modded Xbox Classic and a modded Wii, the Wii Cube and the Mod Father. And you know, I'm very fond of those consoles. I love those consoles. But they are making a PSP. I'm not paid to promote this, by the way. They didn't even know that I'm promoting this. I just like to put it out there because I want to let you guys know what's coming, you know, in the future. Could be a couple weeks time. I'm definitely going to put my money up for it. And basically, it's a modded PSP, which I believe has over 1,000 PlayStation 1 games on there. Because you could play PS1 games on PSP if you had digital versions of the games. I remember playing Centipede actually on there, which was really good, by the way. I wish I had that game. It's got that. It's got about 400 PSP games. They said that you can choose between 100 to 200 ones of them. It's going to have Commodore 64 games on there, NES games on there, TurboGrafx games on there, and I believe some Sega games on there as well, and also the Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance complete library. Now, I messaged them the other day just to ask about how much are they selling it for, try and get some information about it, and they told me that they're still trying to find out the right price, because they actually are having to pay £129 for the 400 gigabyte memory card that they're using for this, because it's a lot of stuff. And they were saying that they were struggling with the Game Boy games taking a long time to load. It takes about 3 minutes to load them all. And I just basically told them that, well, what you want to do is, one of the issues that I had with the Game Boy games on the Wii Cube is there's a lot of Japanese games on there that are just Japanese versions of, say, Mario or other games that have come out around the world. I said to them, most people that are going to buy your product are going to be UK people anyway. So they're not going to be able to read or speak Japanese, so it's best to just get rid of some of these Japanese games on there, and, you know, heavy text-based Japanese games like RPGs and things, you know. And I think the best way of doing that is get rid of all those games like the Mahjong and things like that, and just keep, you know, maybe the European and American game releases on there, you know, games with English text, you know, English games that you can read, most people can read, and also have the, you know, get rid of all like the different, you know, because they have like Super Mario Advance on there, and then it will have Super Mario Advance Japanese version, Super Mario Advance Rev A and stuff like that. And it's kind of stupid having like 3 versions of the same game basically, and there's minor difference, you know. And again, most people aren't going to want to play Mahjong and things and on the go and stuff like that. Don't even know how to play it and stuff. So I just gave them a bit of feedback, and it seems like they take it really well. They're a great company. Check them out if you want to, you know, get yourself a modded Xbox Classic like I've got. They do 3 products at the moment. The Wii Cube, which is basically a modded Wii with every single GameCube game on there, and also the full Game Boy Advance library if you want it, and also it comes with about 300 WiiWare games and about 100 Wii games. And then they've got the Mod Father. They do another version of the they do a 2 terabyte version of the Wii Cube as well, with more Wii games on there as well. And then they do the Mod Father, which is basically a completely modded Xbox with over 100,000 games, and I believe they've also brought out a bigger model with more games on it. And also they have the Mega Mod, which I haven't got yet, which is a modded Xbox with every single Xbox game on there, apart from sort of, you know, games that aren't necessarily games, you know. But yeah, I just wanted to promote them a little bit. If you guys enjoy, you know, their products, let me know. Let me know in the comments below. Should I get the Mega Mod and the PSP one? I think they're calling it the EX PSP, I believe, or the X PSP. I can't remember, I have to check, but I'm sorry if this seems like I'm promoting. They are not paying me in any way. They don't even know that I'm doing this. I just like to promote their products because they do good work. And I think that you guys deserve to get something really good. And it, you know, if you're looking for modded systems and you're mainly in the UK, you know, they're a really good company worth checking out. They are a Facebook company, but they're really good, and their service is amazing. I've had no problem with the product, and I've only had one issue, but weren't with them, it was with the delivery company, and they soon fixed that by changing delivery company. Hermes, fuck are you, Hermes? You are fucking so terrible. Anyway, ending it on a high note. Anyway guys, if you enjoyed today's video, feel free to leave a like, and of course, comment below. Let me know, PlayStation 1 guys, has it got fond memories for you? Have you played any of these games? What PS1 games have you played? Do you want me to get those modded systems? I'm going to get them probably. I do want to get myself a nice handheld to play at night, you know what I'm saying? Sit there, playing on the PSP. Plus, PS1 on the go. Man, you know I'm going to love that shit. Anyway guys, and of course subscribe if you haven't already, and join the family. Sorry today's video has been a bit longer. I didn't expect it to go on this long, but oh well, a longer video is better than no video, I guess. Anyway guys, check me out in all of the social media links in the links below. Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, Streamlabs, all in link below. You know what I'm saying? Sorry. Anyway guys, and as always, have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video. I don't know what it's going to be yet. I didn't do today's weekly roundup. I am so sorry. But nonetheless, guys, take care, and bye-bye. Gonna go and finish them. Warriors, I'll watch you for. Finish it.